What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 118 of Let's Build a City. Today we're building a Gucci store. So, yeah. Sorry, I just ran out of breath there. Let's build a Gucci store.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Gucci store. I was wondering if you guys like my new outfit. It's Gucci. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me the channel out very much. And try to watch as much of the video as you possibly can. That is also a huge factor in helping the channel and the video grow, and I would really appreciate it. But without any further ado, let's get started. Here is the amount of space required to make your store, a 21 by 19 block area, as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which I would always recommend making if you are planning out your world. It can only help. Here are all of the material.
Let's grab those materials.
To make your Gucci store, please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our store, we are Gucci. Begin by coming all the way over to the front left hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. Begin by placing a single smooth quartz on the ground. Extend it to the right, backwards, left to create a 2 by 2 square. Extend the square upwards by 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want to do this with every single part of the pillar. They all want to be equally as high, just like this. And then we want to place a layer of smooth quartz slabs on top. So this is the end result. The next thing that we want to do is grab light grey concrete and inwards diagonally in relation to the pillar, we want to place a light grey concrete. Extend it upwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend down. Take the same block that you extended down and extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend down with black concrete, just like this. Take the light grey concrete once more, extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend down with black concrete. Take the light grey concrete once more, you're noticing a pattern here, and extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3, and then down to the ground. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, take this light grey concrete block, 1, 2, 3, and then extend down to the ground, just like this. So we want to take a sideways look, and we want to take this light grey concrete block, we want to extend it backwards by 9. 1, 2, 3.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I want to then join down to the ground. Then we are going to extend this 9th block backwards by 5 rows. Or I should say this entire row backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. And the entire row of what we've just extended down then wants to get extended right, all by the equal amount of 5. So on the corner of the store, so basically we want to take this light grey concrete area and we want to outwards diagonally from this place a smooth quartz block. Extend it back, right, and then forwards. Very similar to what we did over there. We then want to extend this entire pillar upwards by 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And we want to stick a smooth quartz slab on there. I think that you guys might understand why. So we want to extend all of this up and we want to essentially have the same thing that we have over there. That's why we're doing that. So, the next thing that we want to do is we want to take... It's not the top block. So, what is it? Hang on, let's zoom in on this so that we can definitely get this correct. So, we don't want to take the smooth stone slab at the top, nor the block underneath it, but this block here, we want to extend this across, right, all the way across, and we want to join it to the equivalent block on the front of the build. So we overshot there just a little bit, actually, I'm surprised. So we want to create a corner. It almost looks like two people holding hands, actually. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so we want to, very long arms though, so we want to extend that block all the way across. We want to extend this corner block down to the ground, and we also want to create a corner pillar similar to what we have on the front left and the back right of the board. So we want to create a corner pillar, this corner block down to the ground. So we want to extend that block all the way across. We want to extend this corner block down to the ground, and we also want to create a corner pillar similar to what we have on the front left and the back right of the board. So we want to create a corner pillar, extend said pillar upwards by an additional row, stick some smooth quartz slabs on top, and then we simply want to fill the outer row all the way in between the two long rows of quartz. We want to fill it in with, well, smooth quartz. Ideally, this is to be placed in such a way that you're not really going to see the left and back portion of the store. It will be some sort of high street, but we can always augment the build to include more windows and such if you do like. But most of this build really is meant to be a high street. It's actually kind of, I consider this a corner plot, because we've got most of left and back portion of the store. It will be some sort of high street, but we can always augment the build to include more windows and such if you do like. But most of this build really is meant to be a high street. It's actually kind of, I consider this a corner plot, because we've got the open windows on the side here, so it would be ideal if this was on the corner of a high street or something similar. So what I would also like to do is place the roof. The roof, it sits, if we extend a row of black concrete from the front left-hand corner pillar here, from this inward corner, and we extend a row of black concrete backwards, and it joins in the same place, and we extend a row of black concrete across, and it will also hit this pillar, then this is the only one that's kind of like missing out, so to speak. So we then want to extend this forwards here, from where it would extend and join to a pillar if a pillar was here, and then if we meet a row of black concrete here, essentially we've just made a big square, or I do believe rectangle. Might be a square. No, it looks like a rectangle, but I know it's a rectangle because it's 21 by 19. Anyway, not the black concrete, but the whole plot. Anyway, this is what you want to have, so that kind of like frames the roof a little bit. And we can fill the roof in, actually. I mean, the roof is pretty much just entirely black concrete. The reason being is because it's relatively bright-ish inside the store. It's got an oak floor, almost exclusively. It's got light grey glazed terracotta walls for the most part. There's a lot of white. There is a lot of lighting in the store. So I thought that I would mute that by having a black ceiling. It kind of like brings everything back down as you hit the top of the store. Like, it's nice and bright where it needs to be, and then it starts to fade a little bit to kind of like create that sort of like mysterious-ish sort of vibe. So just fill it all in with black concrete, just like this, and there we go. Perfect. That's pretty much what we want to have. So we want to have another row of black concrete that is parallel to this row of black concrete. It sits directly in front of the row of horizontal grey concrete that we have already placed. So if you just place the black concrete just like this, that's perfect. So we also have to place a few more rows of black concrete. So one row of black concrete is basically to be placed here. We have this middle split of windows using light grey concrete. So you follow this up, move to the right one, place a vertical row of black concrete. I also want you to dig into this pillar here, and I want you to replace this with black also, because it looks a little bit better. You'll see as we progress. We want to have, not only do we want this here, but we want the equivalent part on here on the right side as well. So you take that middle split, move up left one, and you can see, well, it's kind of hard to see, but there you go, that angle, you might be able to see a little bit better. We want to join the corner down as well, so the end corner here, we want to join this down. And then on the right side of the build, it's easier to just count this. You want to count and leave rows of 4, so it will be like 1, 2, 3, 4 on this fifth block join, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this fifth block join, just like this. And then right at the end here, we want to place black concrete, so you can see how that all kind of just comes together. So we're then going to take the middle of the Gucci store here. I want to fill this center part in here using light grey concrete. So this is where the sign is going to go. We can even decorate the outside of the sign. As a matter of fact, like if you add an extra row of black concrete onto the inside, like on the left and right, if you place then smooth quartz slab on the top and the bottom, like this. And then if we join it together at the top and the bottom, I sort of like it open as well, by the way. We might leave it open because I kind of like that. I think that looks sort of cool. We'll decide on that a little bit later on. But now that we've done that, we also have to make these upper windows. So there's no second floor to the Gucci store, at least not here, not in this particular iteration of the store. But I want to place light grey concrete on the left and right sides of these window areas, and I pretty much want that to be standard for all of the windows. So it might be easier to see once it's done, but essentially we want to have something. Let's have a look. So we want to have something that should look like this. So you can see these upper windows here now have some framing to them, and we can pretty much fill these in using glass pane. So I was a little bit torn on what glass pane to use specifically. Like, I did consider perhaps white glass pane might look nice. Black glass pane might look a bit dark, although it might also enhance the shop as well, the store. So I wasn't quite sure. So you may want to experiment for yourself. We want to fill this long window here in using glass pane as well. And also, well, everywhere but the entrance wants to have glass pane, and even the entrance wants to have glass pane. We're simply just going to place it on the left and right sides of the entrance. And actually, I think that we're going to extend the entrance forwards. That's right. So we're going to extend. Oh, maybe the sign itself. Although we could have this. I'm going to, okay, so I want the entrance to be outward in relation to the windows because I like the depth that it creates, but because the black is so dark, I quite like that. The sign should stick out an additional row, but I actually quite like this design here as well. So, like, as I said, like, the sign, it's supposed to be one row outward. It's supposed to join together at the sides here, but I don't know if that makes it look too boxy. I actually quite like it just as it is, so we're going to experiment with this way.
Oh no!
So I just want to have end rods placed where the door handles would be, just to create a little bit of light and just to make them look fancy. So those are supposed to represent door handles. So we want to continue filling in all of the rest of the windows here. We're going to fill underneath the windows here using some light grey concrete as well. Feel free to change this, but I always find that whenever you choose to place a different material around a surrounding material, i.e. if you use grey concrete, like, it just ends up looking a little bit weird. So I mean, that's just my opinion. What else are we going to do? So for the outside of the store, this isn't part of the plan, but I always have like a street portion of my build. And as I mentioned, what else are we going to do? So for the interior, for underneath windows, around us surrounding material, if you use grey concrete or black, it just ends up looking a little bit weird. So I mean, that's just my opinion. What else are we going to do? So for the outside of the store, this isn't part of the plan, but I always have like a street portion of my build. And as I mentioned, Gucci is, I imagine it to be a high street store. So we're not really having any car park or anything like that. It's not really like, this is on the high street, this is on the corner as well. I like to imagine this part in like a corner plot. That's why we've got the open windows here on the side. It's quite a modern looking building. It's pretty nice. It uses, again, sort of modern materials as well. And I'm just digging around the outside of the store and fitting it into the street environment by adding some smooth stone, because that is my go-to pavement material of choice. So you can see how into a street environment is pretty nice. It uses, again, sort of modern materials as well. And I'm just digging around the outside of the store and fitting it into a street environment by adding some smooth stone, because that is my go-to pavement material of choice. So you can see how this is all shaping rather nicely. Very, very fancy looking, very modern looking building. We've almost entirely done with the outside. The only thing that we have to do is the sign, which we'll be making in a sec. But what I would prefer to do first of all is to rip up the entire floor of our Gucci store. Rhymes. I'd like to rip up the entire floor of our Gucci store with all of these horrible, all of the lights flashing for whatever reason. So we're going to dig all this out. We're going to replace this with oak planks. Initially, I was going to go mega light. I was going to use either chiseled quartz, or I was going to use super quartz bricks. But oak planks, again, I took some inspiration from actual Gucci stores, as the entire inside of this is inspired from the actual store. Although it's not one particular store. I've taken elements from all of them, and I've kind of like mix and match. I've almost made this a two-story building, which would be cool. I would like to make a two-story store at some point in time. It'd be kind of cool to make like an elevator or a lift or both. An escalator, I should say, not an elevator, an escalator. Which I guess would just be like black stone stairs, I guess, or black stone slabs, which would... On the side, I suppose. Maybe it wouldn't be that exciting, but I think it'd be kind of cool to make a store that's got like 2 stories to it, and you need to have an escalator to take you to the top. But all this is going to be filled with oak planks. We are also going to make the sign out of this. I don't know why. I just wanted to kind of like get this ship shape After we've done this, we are going to be doing the layout of the story a little bit more, so we just need some different materials, and I just wanted to sort of just get that done as is now. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's looking pretty nice. So the next thing to do is going to be signed, as I've mentioned ad nauseum. Basically lighting for far too much, and we're going to place a loom down on the ground, throw that open, throw some light, throw a light banner in there, some wide dye. We're going to place a vertical row of, we're going to place white dye with a light grey banner, and we want a vertical row on the right side of the banner. Throw the white dye out, place light grey in there, and make the top half of the banner light grey. Grab that, throw that out, throw the white dye in there, place a horizontal row of white dye across the bottom of the banner, a vertical row of the left side of the banner, and a horizontal row across the top of the banner. Boom, we have G. Next is U. We actually get to use two of these. Horizontal row across the bottom, vertical row on the right, throw white dye. Place a horizontal row of white dye across the bottom of the banner, a vertical row of the left side of the banner, and a horizontal row across the top of the banner. Boom.
This might look weird, but...
Next is U. We actually get to use two of these. Horizontal row across the bottom, a vertical row on the right, and vertical row on the left. Boom. Easy peasy. U. Next, we have to make C, or another U, depending upon, what mode you're in. We have a vertical row.
So yeah, look how weird that looks. Gucci. See, there's supposed to be two C's in there. There we go.
White dye straight up the middle, and there we have I. So we want to have where we have the sign here, the light grey, G-U-U-C-I. I actually prefer it this way. I think it looks better this way.
Go away.
Cleaner. It looks more slick. There's just something about having the sign like this instead of boxed in. That's what I had originally that I like a little bit better. That's a good point, actually. You guys might not have even seen at this point that the store looks ever so slightly different from what I had planned. I changed it on the fly, and I'm very, very happy with the results. So, we can get rid of pretty much all of those materials and we'll throw the loom away. We have to now work onto the inside of the building. I always like to do this. I always like to slow walk into the inside of the building. And what do we have to do in here? Well, we've got a lot of laying out to do. It's actually relatively simple stuff, but we're going to need we'll need the light grey glazed terracotta. We'll need the light grey concrete. We'll need smooth quartz slabs. We will need chiseled stone bricks. I mean, what else do we need sea lanterns. We need, to be honest, we need all sorts of stuff, so we'll just leave it at that. So, first, I think that I'm just going to go around and I'm going to rub all of the, I might add chiseled stone bricks just above where this entrance is here, and I might add some smooth quartz slabs because that's kind of like a cool sort of vibe. But on the right side of the build here, I'm just going to fill all of this in with grey concrete in between the windows. I'm going to add grey concrete into the corner here also, and I've got nowhere else to do it. So I sort of like that. That's sort of cool. I don't mind that at all. That's alright. But when it comes to the left side of the store here, we have to mark a few things out. So we're going to place, from this corner moving back, 4 light grey glazed terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4, light grey concrete, 3 glazed terracotta, 1, 2, 3, light grey concrete, 4 glazed terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then light grey concrete, just like this. And then across the back here, we want to have 2 glazed terracotta, light grey concrete, 2 glazed terracotta, light grey concrete. Then we want to have 3 light grey glazed terracotta, 1, 2, 3. And then, oh, we need smooth quartz, of course we do. So we then want to stick smooth quartz on the end. We want to extend it forwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a light grey concrete on the end. Extend it upwards, like this. And then we want to leave enough room for a little entrance here, basically. So either on the left or the right side, it doesn't really matter. I'll have it here on the left. We just want to leave enough room for an entrance. And then we simply just want to fill this in using some smooth quartz. And this will go all the way to the ceiling, just like this. So here, 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 and here. I'm contemplating taking the top row of this and using chiseled stone bricks, because I think it might look a little bit cooler. In addition to this, we could place, how do we get the, I think this would look better. Either place it, I don't know which, either side down or regular facing stairs. I'm not sure which I like better, so I'm going to keep both of them up there and then I'm going to compare it to the walls. Okay. I want you to take all of the light grey or regular facing stairs. I'm not sure which I like better, so I'm going to keep both of them up there and then I'm going to compare it to the walls. Okay. I want you to take all of the light grey parts and I want you to raise them to the ceiling and 1 row towards you. So all of these light grey rows that we've made to the ceiling, 1 row towards you. So here in the corner, all the way to the ceiling. This might be the outlier actually. So all the way to the ceiling, like this. Actually, I think that inadvertently we may have made this changing room here. Yeah, inadvertently we might have done this also slightly wrong in that when we extend this, made this changing room here. Yeah, inadvertently we might have done this ever so slightly wrong in that when we extend this, this means that we now have... Okay, so we've just got to knock out the wall to this changing room. My bad. I would usually reverse the tutorial at this point, but I like to show you guys that it's possible to make mistakes. So, when we extend... This is something that I didn't think about because I jumped the gun, I got a bit excited with the design. When we extend this light grey concrete row, this limits the light grey glazed extend. This is something that I didn't think about because I jumped the gun, I got a bit excited with the design. When we extend this light grey concrete row, this limits the light grey glazed terracotta that we have. So, to maintain the fact that we need two of them, we need to place another light grey concrete, two light glazed terracotta, light grey concrete, three light glazed terracotta, 1, 2, 3, and then we place the quartz, the smooth quartz block on the end, extend it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The cornerstone will be light grey concrete here, raised all the way up to the ceiling, and then we have the changing room. And now I think I'm going to change it to the right block. That's where the entrance is going to be. My bad, everybody makes mistakes, me included. So, we then take the top of the changing room area, and then we have the changing room. And now I think I'm going to change it to the right block. That's where the entrance is going to be. My bad, everybody makes mistakes, me included. So, we then take the top of the changing room area here. I'm going to place the chiseled, and then I'm going to place it upside down, because that's the opposite, right? Yeah. And I've just got to fill this wall in again. Whoops. So, there we go. Perfectly fine. Nice, small, little crisis averted. So, what we can then do is we can extend these rows of light grey terracotta upwards and forwards, and it just boxes things in nicely, just like this. Now this is where we start adding some light. I'm going to destroy in between the... Oh, that's so much better on the eyes. I'm going to destroy in between the pillars of light grey concrete that we have, and I'm going to place sea lanterns in here, like this. I think, yeah, I guess I'll even do it here on the right side as well, and it just keeps things nice and bright. I just like that a lot. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm also going to place the sea lanterns at the top of the build as well, although I'm not sure we'll get the effect of this. You'll see why I'm doing this in a second. I think that this works out. I actually don't think it even matters, actually. Anyway, yeah, it was the old design that I had in my head, never mind. Anyway, we'll get the effect of this. You'll see why I'm doing this in a second. I think that this works out. I actually don't think it even matters, actually. Anyway, yeah, it was the old design that I had in my head, never mind. Anyway, regardless, we want to then place chiseled stone bricks in front of the sea lanterns. Never mind, the extra sea lanterns were completely pointless, because we then want to place a light grey glazed terracotta, and you can do this in a pattern, or you can simply just like left to right, like I am. I think it looks perfectly cool left to right, but you're more than welcome to add patterns into this. So, yeah, the extra sea lanterns that we added, absolutely null and void, but it doesn't matter, it's fine. So, all of these rows anyway, as I mentioned, they all want to get extended upwards like this. Pretty happy with how that looks. We have... add some smooth quartz slabs underneath the chisel blocks, because it just looks nice. It just looks like some sort of framing, and I think that the upside down stairs are how to do it. So I quite like the upside down stairs. In this corner here, we might have to destroy this block and turn it into a solid smooth quartz block, or we can make it look as though that the marble, which is the sort of effect, kind of like goes into the wall, which was just fine by me. So I reckon this is the upside down stairs is how we go with this. It kind of almost looks like a continuation of the moulding, that I'll call it, that we have for the wall. So very happy with this. If you want this entire back wall can also be turned into glazed terracotta, I like to keep it different. We have to create shelves in some parts. Every single one of these wall parts, alcoves we'll call them, have upper shelves, which means we want to be able to place something here in this position, which means that we have to place the quartz slabs, the smooth quartz slabs, in such a way that we are able to place them on top of them. So here, just like this. If we come down to the bottom here, we also want to place smooth quartz slabs in some of these compartments. So I'm thinking the larger one. So for instance, like where we have the 4s, I want to be able to place stuff here. Where we have, again, the other 4 stuff here. These 2s, I'm not so bothered. Here, we can have the same thing as well. So this is kind of like how I want the store to be laid out a little bit. So I'm quite happy with this. This is quickly shaping up very, very nicely. I want to make some stands for the, stands for the armour stands. In front of this window, for instance, I want to place some quartz slabs, and behind it, a smooth quartz block. Boom. They're just some stands for some mannequins, is actually what they're supposed to be. So here in this small window as well, so slabs, and then we want to have the quartz blocks. Here, this entire side window, I almost exclusively, let me have a look, let me make sure that what I'm saying is correct. I want to have, I think it's like 1, 2, 3, and then a gap, and then 1, 2, 3. Or do we have like 1, 2, 3 coming towards the end, leave a gap, and then we leave a gap between this window, perhaps? That might be the way to do it. Or we have perhaps a, yeah, maybe this is the way to do it, and then we can place these smooth quartz behind it, then we've got like 3, gap of 1, 3, gap of 1. So then that way everything's sort of like placed nicely. Just to give you an idea as well, we can grab the armour stands. We'll grab the grey glazed as well. And like I said, these are basically, they're just mannequin stands. So we can have all the mannequins. We can even pose some of them differently if you like as well. So, you know, mannequins are just mannequin stands. So we can have all the mannequins. We can even pose some of them differently if you like as well. You know, mannequins are always placed. Creepy things are always placed in different ways, so maybe just that one's like that. Yeah, I mean, you also don't. You don't have to touch them either. You know, just place them in some different ways so that they look a little tad interesting, some might say. And let us figure out what we are going to do with. Okay, so it might be better for us to place the till area. So this is just to the left of the changing room. It stems from the back part here, and we want to place upside down smooth quartz stairs. We want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, extending outwards from this wall. Light grey concrete on the end. We then want to extend the light grey concrete 1, 2, and then this is kind of like the till area. So you kind of get an idea of like what sort of space we're vibing with now. So, grey glazed terracotta. We want to leave a gap of 2 between these armor stands here, so a gap of 1, 2. Place grey glazed terracotta, extend left and right, and then extend 1 row backwards. So we then want to have a similar thing. We want to leave a gap of 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then we want to have a 2 by 2. Or you can have a 2 by 3 like this as well if you like. Then I feel as though it takes up a little bit more space. Everything's kind of evenly spaced apart if we have a little 2 by 2. So the idea for that, I want to grab a glass block, grey carpet, we'll need birch door, we'll need some hanging lights in the form of chain and lantern, we'll need end rods, 2x2. So, the idea for that, I want to grab glass block, grey carpet, we'll need birch door, we'll need some hanging lights in the we'll need end rods, and then even some paintings and some chests as well. So the right side here, I'm imagining a glass cabinet. So I'm imagining glass pane, or glass block rather, with grey carpet on top, and we're just going to stick some item frames. We're going to stick item frames on the outside of this, and then we'll fill those in with something. This I imagine to be just kind of like shirts or jeans or whatever, or just like in piles on just like in piles. So that's what this is. I'm going to place item frames along the bottom of this shelf here, the bottom of this shelf. We can place them on the walls. We can place them on the counter. We can place them wherever, it doesn't matter. The chests are basically just for stock, so I'm going to place them strategically, just kind of like around the tops of the shelves here. So this will have stock, this will be for deck forever, it doesn't matter. The chests are basically just for stock, so I'm going to place them strategically, just kind of like around the tops of the shelves here. So this will have stock, this will be for decoration. I might even destroy this little shelf here to make some variants, and I like the idea, again, just kind of like stock. It just looks nice. I like chests, they feel homey, so, you know, that's why I like them. End rods are going to look like racks. So, for instance, in between, at the bottom here, I'm going to place a set of 3 end rods together to look like a rack. Specifically wants to be on the second row, 1 row off the floor. We also want to have racks here in this corner, right next to it as well. And I'm going to have a rack that we can't use, but I like the idea of having an upper rack as well. So, just to give you a bit of an idea, that's what we're sort of working with. I've just realised as well that I would like to make the till, that is simply a smooth quartz stairs placed sideways right here. The reason that we have cyan concrete is just to mix things up in colour, and it goes with the light grey glazed terracotta. I'm placing this around the outside of the till area, and perhaps even a little bit of light grey concrete here just underneath the stairs, and it might even be an idea to kind of create a rug pattern. And we could, would it be possible to alternate these terracottas, or will this look silly? Hang on, so what if we place it like here? Like that, I have a feeling this looks stupid. I think that we're going to have to pick one or the other. Or maybe not. I mean, that looks fine actually. I just want to, this part is almost a bit of a boring part of the store, so I kind of just wanted to change it. Like, we might not even need the cyan concrete if we're willing to just place that there, but yeah. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. I want to have some hanging lights as well. So the way that I want to place these, I want to remind myself, because I want to get this correct. So, the way that I want to place chains, we're going to start off with chains. We want to place them where they cross-sect. At the front of the store, I like to think we've got 4 points, like 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point, the vertical points of the store. And on inside the store, we've only really got like 2 points on these sides. Well, I want to cross-sect some chains where they will... I missed the mark the first time. I want to cross-sect the chains. Let's place that back. Where they will, where basically they reach a middle point between this part of the store here on the front and this part on the side, and I want to make a double chain, and I'm going to stick a lantern underneath, just like this, and then the next point we will leave a gap of 2 between this chain and the one that we'll place to the right. We'll leave a gap of 2, I believe that's a gap of 2, and then a lantern. And then it's going to be a gap of 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then single chain, lantern, gap. and then it's going to be a gap of 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then single chain, lantern, gap of 2, double chain, lantern. So that might have seemed arbitrary, right? But if we have a look, the lantern lines up with this part of the building on the side, and then that part of the building on the front. It lines up with that side of the entrance, that side of the entrance, and finally this lantern is where that kind of like cross joins, and we kind of have like this sort of like full row of lanterns. Feel free to add an additional row towards the back, although I'm quite happy with just the single row that I look at. But where you could add one is take this part of the store here, and Mr. Mark again, my bad. You can take the take this part of the store, and you can kind of like do the same thing, right? So you can't have, actually, you can only have 2 because these would be built into the dressing room otherwise. So here, hang on, here and here. No, here. There we are. So there we go. Just a couple of design tips on that. Like if you try and line things up with the rest of the store, it just ends up looking a little right, or at least it does to me anyway. So what sort of things are we missing so far with the materials that we can have? Well, a couple of lanterns dispersed on some of the shelves wouldn't look too bad at all. You could even put anyway. So, what sort of things are we missing so far with the materials that we can have? Well, a couple of lanterns dispersed on some of the shelves wouldn't look too bad at all. You could even place one here on the corner, like just to keep it like nice and bright, because it is dark because of the roof. So, I mean, that might even be too many lanterns. You know, to kind of like limit yourself as you see fit. I want some paintings. So, paintings specifically, I want to just move a concrete block next to them. I want them in these positions on the wall, so basically like here, and I specifically want the 1x2s like this. So I just want these here in this position. I don't... grip onto end rods in bedrock, so that's perfectly well. That's great. So just like this here, and those I was specifically 2x1s because those look like people. I mean, they are people. Across the back here, I'm not so fussy. I would like perhaps a little collage of paintings, preferably different ones would be nice. Okay, you know what? That has. Turned out so perfectly symmetrical that I'm actually going to leave it. That's okay. You win, Minecraft. I get you win this one. I quite like that. So this is kind of like what the store looks like. This is the base part of the store without any sort of stock in it. So we're just going to leave it like this for now, and we're going to move on to the changing rooms. The changing rooms don't require too much work. They need. Let's see what the changing rooms need. They will need light grey concrete. They will need light grey glazed terracotta, also some chains and some lanterns. I'll need some end rods, some upside down. You can't get as...
Chains, lanterns, end rods. Guys, I think, basically, I'm thinking of adding some a shader pack in my Minecraft world. I think it's officially confirmed. Coming this Saturday. Okay.
specifically upside down stairs, birch doors, and rods already mentioned. And that's pretty much it, I think. So, door will go here into the changing rooms. We want to have. Oh, I guess it's a bit. We have a window in here? I did not know that, but it doesn't matter that we've got a window in here. So, this block here, I guess. This is going to have to be smooth quartz, otherwise it's going to put, well, I guess upside down. Yeah, smooth quartz, otherwise that's going to bug me. So, and I guess it's not really possible because you're breaking into the outside here to turn that into anything else. So, okay, the fitting rooms. We can split this area by placing a row of light grey concrete directly next to the entrance here, 1, 2, 3 rows high, a door to the left of it. We can then place light grey glazed terracotta, we'll just mark that out. Door next to it, light grey concrete here, and then we can raise this up. We can do something about this wall actually.
Alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back.
So this is high.
Wait. Cause there we go. Just had to change the position of the. So guys, I think there's a storm on the way. Yeah, I think there's a storm on the way.
But I think with the I guess we'll do the same.
Guys, I'm considering of recreating TSMC's Stream City in some time.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, so we'll just have this row. Yeah, okay. So we're then going to let's raise up this back wall here. We're using smooth quartz block all the way up to the top. Chiseled stone across the top. Then let's create a rack using the.
My dog's going. Sorry about that, guys, because my brother's just picking up my dog. Oh, well, it's actually my mum's dog because she loves her. It's actually a pug. Oh my. Guys, I think I'm considering adding a shader pack. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. On Saturday, I'm going to add a shader pack to my world because my Minecraft game just looks old and it's just the same thing. The glass has a grip. I see people with a texture pack with glass without the grip because I kind of like that. And there's like a shade which I quite like, but it's $7, so I'll buy that. And even my pizza will look better with shaders. My Sonic Drive, and I built that 2 days ago. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna continue the inside of my Gucci store.
Lighting here. I was going to add lanterns, but I'm thinking, I mean, unless we just have the one that kind of like splits the difference in the middle, and I want it to be, I don't want it to be in the same plane as the emerald, so just here would be fine. And then inside these two changing rooms, just a couple of quartz stairs is kind of like a bench. And I mean, if you want, you can add mirrors as well, but that's all right. It's up to you. And that's pretty much all there is to do with the changing rooms. If you want to add some paintings as well, feel free. I would again recommend the sort of.
What? Oh, I think the lantern is. I think the train is 3 rows down. Like this? Question mark?
Like the human painting. Not that human. Still a human though. The human paintings, if you like, and then that's pretty much it. That's all there is to the changing rooms. It doesn't really need to be more complicated. And this brings us to this last point, like how are we going to fill the inside of the store? Like what are we going to be needing? And with this, I mean, this kind of brings us on to the point of there's not really much that we need to grab, okay? So here's the sort of things that I'm going to grab, alright? And I'm not even going to be too picky with my selection, and I don't want you guys to be either. Some colourful shulker boxes. You don't even need that many. Maybe 4 will do. Maybe some plant pots. A flower to put in them, either a singular flower or multiples. I like oxide day. I like all of the white flowers a lot because they're so neutral. Colourful banners. Now these you might need more of. So orange, cyan, yellow, you know, that sort of stuff. We need these sorts of materials, you know. We need some after the banners, we need something to fill up.
I wonder what my mum's doing. I know I keep leaving, but because I just like to do that. Anyway, guys, I will be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, just wait. I won't be that long. Oh. Alright guys, I'm back.
The shirts and the mannequins, and this is very, very simple. I mean, any sort of the interesting armour will do. Like, it literally doesn't matter. Even the like turtle shell, even wings if you want to get a little bit crazy, the electro. You know, these sorts of things are what we are going to use to fill in these item frames. So just to keep things simple, I mean, like we can have a, well, I don't actually want helmets here. I kind of want the appearance of shirts. So like, for instance, like on this rack, like we can have just all shirt.
Am I wearing? I'm wearing Gucci. Nope. Oh, come on.
You know how like shirts are all stacked together in different ways, and like jeans would also have the same sort
No.
of thing as well. So we can also...
Wait a minute. I can use this as a construction helmet. Okay, so jeans, aka leggings. Blah 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 blah. Jeans or leggings.
Mix these together, and if you want them to look like they're facing the right way, then we can have it like this. We have item frames here. We can have, you know, interesting things in the item frames. We have, I don't want to put those on, but I guess I'm going to, with the shulker boxes and the flower parts.
Shulker boxes and the flower pots and the flower meh 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 meh. Okay.
They're pretty much just for the top of the shelves here. It's just look like decoration, colourful boxes. It's just meant to look interesting. You know, and again,
Wait, can you? Oh! Place them on the ceiling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the correct way how to spell Gucci. G-U-C-C-I. Gucci. Not G-U-U-C-I. That's Gucci. Gucci, yeah, see, it's spelled like that. Anyway, we're nearly done with the interior. Oh,
doesn't really matter. We can.
I got a little bit of a headache, guys. After this video, I'm going to just play Roblox with my brother. So,
You know, things on the. Out to here. It's not really too serious. I mean, you can place whatever you like on the mannequins as well. Like, you're probably going to want to grab a broader range of stuff. You might want to put whole outfits on.
alright. Clear all of my materials, because I can just re-grab them. Of course, re-grab the helmet. Where's... Oh, I have the golden helmet on. I can just grab a spare. I can just... grab a spare one and put that on. Oh, just swap this. There we go, and well, okay, there we go. Pick. Oh, I have the pick block feature, so I can actually pick block these items.
Mannequins too. So it's, you know, I'll sort of...
Alright, so wait, so there we go.
leave it up to you, really, but imagine wearing wings and everything.
Gucci. Wait a minute. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Spread your wings and fly away. Whee! That was fun. Ah, that was fun. Okay, now I have to get these electro wings off now. I can grab a spare.
Daylight. That would be...
Wait, can you... Oh. Wait a minute. Can you actually put it on? Oh, I'm wearing a turtle shell head. Now I'd rather wear a construction helmet. What? Bubbles. Why is there bubbles there? Oh, I guess turtle.
That'd be a pretty interesting design choice, I guess. But yeah, you know, just put whatever you want on the map. It's like it doesn't even really matter. It's really up to personal decision.
Wait. Where's the turtle shell? Bam. Bam. Bam.
You don't have to make it look right. You don't have to match outfits. It is just to advertise clothes, essentially. If they look right from the outside, and we'd want to put boots on them and stuff, and I might alter that a little bit, like when I disappear to clean up the build. But yeah, I mean that looks good too. Like it doesn't have to be whole outfits and such, but you're going to want to fill in all of these item frames too. Maybe I'll put socks on all this one. Maybe I'll put all chests on that one as well. But more importantly, when it comes to the hangers as well, like you're just going to want to place.
Scrabble all of the banners. Orange, cyan, yellow. I said that really fast. Orange, cyan. Oh. Orange, cyan, and yellow. Yeah, there we go. See there.
Sideways banners. They don't even have to be that strong.
Okay. Nah.
Great. Maybe we'll even grab some more colours of banners since they do take up a larger volume of room, and maybe we can even have like little gradient pads in here as well. So like.
And then purple, magenta, pink.
Here.
So guys, tomorrow's build is gonna be something British that starts with G. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but
and blue and pink and purple and stuff aren't out of the exact, they're not so far away from each other. We can just, they just look like clothes that are hanging off of racks. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to also stock up the changing room as well, maybe just like put one or two things here.
Okay, I'll just grab one banner. Where's the banner?
Even put item frames inside here. And I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, you can even leave some of these. I mean, how do these look?
There we go. What the hell these look? They kind of look like sausage rolls. Uh-oh, I just spoiled the next build. Okay, I'm gonna come clean. The next build tomorrow is Greg's. Yes, Greg's. The British bakery.
The banners in the item frames don't even look too bad either,
So, bam, bam. There we go.
We can just fill all of this stuff in, and I'm going to clean up the build, and then we're kind of done. Like, there's not really too much more to add to the build, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what your Gucci store will look like once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen.
I have finished and completed a Gucci store. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a Gucci store. If you did guys enjoy this video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day guys, peace out. I said